Go.
This was one of... Okay.
Go.
In 1493, Leonardo da Vinci's studies on mechanical flight included the invention of an air screw where the screw surface forms a continuous spiral
Hang on. Go.
Leonardo da Vinci drew the first drawing of a helicopter, but they haven't discovered it till the 19th century. And it's called an air screw, which would go straight up, vertical. The interesting part of Leonardo da Vinci is that he lived in a city called Vinci, which would be right about there. And the interesting part about his name is Da Vinci means from Vinci. Like, my name, if I wanted my last name to be this, my name would be Peter Da Western Springs. Leonardo da Vinci was born April 14th, 52. Leonardo da Vinci was born April 15th, 1452.
Peter, I understand you know a great deal about Leonardo da Vinci.
Yes, I do.
When did he live?
He lived in 1452.
Do you remember what period that was called?
The Renaissance.
What does the Renaissance mean?
It means rebirth of knowledge.
Oh, okay. Did it happen after the plague killed many of the people in Europe?
Yep.
And why was Leonardo da Vinci important in the Renaissance?
Because he knew and figured out almost 3/4 of the stuff in the world back then. He discovered how helicopters would work. He calculated how far a catapult shell would go. He designed a bike. He drew pictures of helicopters. He drew pictures of lots of different stuff.
Well, so was he a scientist?
Yeah, he was a scientist by doing, he studied plants, and he painted.
He painted. Can you think of any paintings that he painted?
Yeah.
Which one was most famous, do you think?
The Mona Lisa.
Do you know where that is now?
Europe.
Yeah.
Action.
The Mona Lisa was his most famous painting.
And it's in the Louvre in Paris now, right?
Yep.
Okay. Is there something else you'd like to show us?
Yes. He was also a military expert, and some of his designs, people thought, well, these are never gonna even work. Here's one of them that I think will not work.
Well, let's cover the pictures.
This is one of his designs that he thought would work for the military, that people thought would not work, and so do I. This is one that I saw that I think will work. I don't know what it's called because the writing's so small. But this invention he got out of a book of building a fort. And
Go.
Peter, now you said this is very difficult to read because it's so small.
yes,
It's also in Latin, the native language of Italy, it Italian, I'm not sure which. But what else was curious about the way Leonardo da Vinci wrote?
He wrote in a mirror, so he always wrote backwards.
So that people couldn't read what he wrote.
Yeah.
And
Both sides of his fingers were messed up. His thumb was here, his pinky was here, and all.
Go.
now, Peter, you said in that other picture that it was really difficult to read his writing because it was small, right?
Mhm.
Was there anything else unusual about his writing that made it difficult to read?
Yes. He always wrote backwards. He wrote with his left hand and he naturally wrote backwards.
So that you could only read what he wrote in a mirror.
Yeah.
So can you show us what his letters looked like?
An A would always be the same, because no matter which way you turn a capital A, it would always be a capital A.
Right, but what about some of the others? Can we get a shot of that?
A B was backwards, a C was backwards, a D was backwards, an E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z were all backwards. Which I think is pretty neat.
Was that his own kind of code to keep people from stealing his ideas?
Yep. So I think that that kind of code is smart to have if you're a genius like that. Because then nobody can read it. And there's usually no mirrors in the classroom. He was always on his notebook so nobody could steal it, read it in the mirror when they went to the bathroom. Mm-hmm.
So you're saying he was a genius,
Yes.
and he was a scientist,
Yes.
and he was an artist.
Yes.
He was a lot of things, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Was he a sculptor too?
Yep.
Yeah. So he'd do things with a paintbrush,
Yep.
he'd do things with a chisel,
Yep.
he'd do things with a pen and a paper.
Yes, he did a lot of stuff with pen and paper.
Go.
Leonardo also figured out how far, if you stretch your arms from one side to another as far as you can, if you put them up and down your body, that's how tall you'd be. He figured that out. And in this picture here, and you know how a square has all same straight sides? He put that man in the square. See, it fits perfectly. Foot, foot, arm, 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 and he fits all the way through. So he figured that out all by himself.
What?
Sometimes in school I do that. I do that. And sometimes I put my arm on my desk like this. And it looks like something's moving back and forth with all the motions that it's doing.
Good, Pete. No. Tell us what you did.
Or what did you guys do? Caroline, what did you do? What did you say?
Olivia, look what I built!
So what were we here to talk about today? Gee, I forgot. What was that stuff we put on pancakes? That's right. Well, honey, what would be something that we would need if we were going to make maple syrup? Anybody have any ideas? What would be something we would need? Yes. A tree. Hey, look at we got a whole forest full of trees. So we're there, right? Trouble is, some of these trees don't taste very good. Some trees, I know you guys never have tried this, but do you guys actually, is Mom letting you chew gum? Yeah? No. Yeah, sometimes. Do you know the original chewing gum was sap from a tree? So we don't want to get a tree that has sap that we can turn into bubble gum. That would be silly to be other trees too that we make like up here. Look at this. Looks like the buckets you have at home, right?
No.
No? Who would have used an old-fashioned bucket like that? Any ideas? Yes. Indians. This is what they would have used to collect their, even water. They could even cook in here. Here's a picture of one of the Mrs. Indians cooking up dinner with a hot rock. But she's dropping hot rocks into her container, and she's cooking dinner that way. Mom cooks like that all the time, right? Well, go home and ask her to do that today, right? Make some soup that way. That's what they would do. They'd heat rocks up and drop them in there. Well, here's the bucket. We got the tree. Oh my goodness, who's going to show us how to do this? Who would know how to get sap out of a tree and turn it into something as wonderful as stuff we put on our pancakes? Oh, it's so confusing. I gotta find a really smart somebody.
Eat it. I'm really smart.
I know you're smart. Who hasn't answered my question yet? I'm going to give somebody else an opportunity to be really smart.
Stir.
We need to stir it. Okay, that would be good. We could stir it with a little stick here. Anything else? We got a bucket. We got a tree. Do we need an instruction manual? How about a recipe book? Would that be something good? What else would we need? We need to cook it. What else would we need for that? We're going to cook something. What do we need? Besides the stones. We got to heat them in what?
Fire.
So all those things are pretty easy. I think I can find rocks. I think I know how to start a fire. I have this and I have this. But I need an instruction booklet. And you know what? Hundreds of years ago, they didn't invent them yet. So they have to find somebody to tell them how to do that. Guy here, come on over here. Step back so everybody can see you. Right over here. Let me actually stand right beside the bucket here. Put your roots down. Oh, he's got nice fine roots. Look at that. Excellent. I'm going to put the bucket right here. What's your name, sir?
Byron.
Byron. Do you mind if we name that maple tree after you? Can we have the Byron maple tree? I could picture it. Picture that. Byron maple tree. Now, how do I know Byron's a maple tree? Well, we got to really check them out. First thing you want to do if you find a maple tree, because they all look different, check out his branches. Now, you notice he has them in pairs. Look at that. See, this one's on this side, this one's on this side. Now, if your hands, if you put them together and wiggle your thumbs opposite one another, everybody do that. If you look up in a tree and those branches look like this, might be a maple tree. Now, what if you look up in the tree and the branches look like this? Is that going to be a maple tree? No, definitely not. There's only a couple trees around that have, this is called opposite. The other thing that's going to make us know for sure, what do you,
a lot of branches.
and they do have a lot of branches. He's got two nice ones right here. Oh, here's another clue. Check around the tree and look for more clues, just like Frank and Joe would do. Here's a leaf right here. And I'm going to count the points on it, because I know maple leaves have 5 points. So let me check out this. Oh, look at, help me count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That's probably a maple leaf. Look at that. Well, you know, right now it's a little early for these. You better curl that up until the frost season is done. So we're going to make sure his buds are safe, but that's a good way to tell it's a maple tree too. So for sure, do we have a maple?
Yeah.
All right, other thing we want to do is make sure he's old enough. We do not take sap from baby trees because they need all their sap to grow. Let's see if he's the right size. They say 10 inches. 10 inches wide. I think he's even bigger than that. I think he's probably older than that, because 10-inch wide trees are about 40 years old. You look good for 40, bud. Very nice. All right, so we know he's the right size. He's the right kind of tree. Then you want to find the sunny side of the tree. Give us your sunniest smile. Oh yeah, he looks very sunny. Then you get your cordless drill in your bucket and you're ready to go. What you do is you go waist high on the sunny side of our tree. And you take your cordless drill and you begin to drill a little tiny hole into the bark, through the bark, about 2 inches deep. Look at that. See, it doesn't hurt the tree. It doesn't hurt at all, does it? That was much better than slashing. Slashing and gashing the trees really was hard on the trees. It made them sick sometimes and diseased. Oh, I hear somebody. I hear a woodpecker. That's a different kind. So after you drill, don't go too deep. Don't go into the dead wood in the middle because there's a lot of dead wood right in the middle here. Don't go in there. You go only a couple inches deep and you pull it out and you tap in your spile. And there you go. Tap, 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 tap. Look at that. That's as easy as could be. And on a nice day like today, sunny and cool at night, that's when this bucket will fill up like you'll have to come by later and empty it out. I'm waiting. Did you clean your ears out? Clean your ears out? See? No? That's probably the problem. Well, what you can do though, when things don't work out, and sometimes they don't. Sometimes it's weather dependent too. You know, just make sure you. All right, you all can be horses, and of course we'll need some sap. So one of you decide who's going to be the sap. All right? Everybody. I don't know. Do you think they can do it?
Yeah.
Do you think they can do it? She doesn't think you could do it.
Yeah.
We're gonna
We
show
can.
her. I think you can. Ready? Giddy up. Look at that. Look at that. Jump off the place hill, okay? How far should we go? Should we take a back to the parking lot? Oh, it was very quiet. All right, so we'll let that drip down there. We'll probably have to empty that out. Probably better. Well, we don't take the sap and taste it, but we collected some sap earlier.
It dropped. It made a noise.
Here we go.
It
We
made
have-
a noise. It made a noise.
Look at that.
Guess what? It made a noise.
This is something we get to taste.
It made
We're going to find out
You know
if
what?
it's sap or
It
water.
made a noise.
We have some tasting cups for you. You tell me if it tastes like water or like sugar water. The Indians called it sweet water, but it's pretty thin. So we're going to pass the cups out. We're going to give you guys a taste, but before we hold them up, repeat after me. Here's to you.
Here's to you.
Sugar.
Sugar.
You're the sweetest. Tree in the forest. You can drink. Wow, I was so thirsty. Good job, everybody. Size, this is a gallon size. 40 gallons of syrup to get 1 gallon of syrup. So we have to get rid of 39 gallons of water. That's how we make the syrup. We just take the water out. Isn't that easy? Take the water out. The sugar's there. Take the water out. So we have to get rid of 39 gallons of it to have enough to fill this 1 can. Oh, that's a lot of work. So that's Eric's job. He takes the sap and he cooks it. We got a couple pots going here. Whoa, look at how hot that is. If I start smoking, let me know, okay? I got some dangerous fat there, so could be dangerous. Well, let's check this one out, and I'm going to be real careful to see how that's cooking. Oh yeah, it's starting to change. You guys see that? Oh, it's looking more kind of like chicken gravy, but it doesn't smell like chicken gravy. It smells pretty good. Not ready for pancakes. Oh, let me check out this one. Oh. Yeah. Oh yeah.
That one's ready.
It's starting to look like it might be ready. And in the puppet show, that lady, she was pretty smart. She was talking to the guy about how she would know when it's ready. I'm going to put it up here because it's pretty hot. Let that cool off a bit. How would I know it's ready? How do I know I'm all done cooking? Do you remember from the puppet show? Anybody?
Yeah.
What was one of the things they talked about? How would we know? What could you do? It would be, how would we know it would be, what do we have to do? Tell me quick, because I really like syrup.
Wait till. Just wait until it's brown.
Wait until it's brown. Well, it's kind of brown, but how do I know it's brown enough? Yes.
If it's taste it.
You can taste it? I think that's a good idea. I think we'll do that too. Was there any other?
I'm just gonna save it.
You were going to say that? Well, that lady, she had one of those things in her hand. The old-fashioned way to do it is to take your ladle in and you dip it in and then you watch the drips. Ooh, that's pretty hot. Let's see if the drips come off. They're drippy? Oh, look at it. It's pretty drippy still. Let me try that again. Did you guys get to see?
Yeah.
See that? Oh, it's too runny. She said when her drops all glue together, and it slides off her ladle like a big curtain or a little sheet, then she knew it was done. And that's the old-fashioned, real simple way to do it. Today we can get a thermometer. You guys know what a thermometer is?
Yeah.
Yeah, when you're sick, sometimes Mom puts a thermometer and she checks and sees how hot you are and if you're running your fever. You don't ever want to get this hot because that would be 219 degrees. That's smoking. You don't ever want to have a fever that. But that's a candy thermometer. And that's what we could use today. But we don't have one, so we'll just have to kind of keep cooking it till those our neighborhood raccoons don't work. We have a little mousey that comes down. Yeah, she likes to leave dressed up on these ingredient, you just shout out maple, right? Just any time you hear it. So let's practice. Maple.
Maple!
Oh, I think we could do that.
Maple!
See, but I didn't say it. Maple word. Then you get to, and you missed that one. Come on, let's try. Maple! Are you maple ready? All right, we're sure to do the word maple. I think they've got it. All right, listen really hard because you're gonna. I might sneak it by you. Here's what's in this product, Mrs. Fullersburg. Could be your cousin though, Aunt Jemima. They live in a rock here. Okay, water, sugar syrup, corn syrup, salt, natural and artificial flavors, caramel color, butter from which the butterfat has been removed, xanthan, and here's one I know you'll love to pronounce, propylene glycol, alginate gums, sorbic acid, and sodium benzoate. I'm done. Guess what? You didn't hear that word in there. Because there's none in there. You want to find the real deal. You got to look for the bottle and find the ingredients in the back. And oh my gosh, look how short it is. It just has one thing in there. Ingredients: 100% pure maple syrup. Nothing else was in there, just that one thing. So play this game. I know you guys like this so much, you're going to want more. So play this game. Store managers love it.